Hello guys, how we doing? Welcome back to Free Hammers. It's Luke here, back to work. So back to the videos, the walks. So I know a lot of you know about the young Brazilian wonder kid, if you want to call him that we're heavily linked with. The news has picked up more. Last night, I think it was about 6 o'clock, maybe around 4 o'clock, Fabrizio Romano put out a tweet saying that, and this is how you pronounce it apparently, I looked it up on Google, Luis Guillermo, there we go, Luis Guillermo, or Guilherme, is very, very close now. Apparently all the fees have been agreed, all the paperwork has more or less been agreed, and there's a good chance that he may be over and have a medical in the next few days, maybe next week. Like I say, 30 million euros, which is about 27 million. Big fee, massive fee. I know I haven't done a video in terms of all that news last week. Listen, it's exciting. It's exciting to see West Ham linked with some players like this. You know, yes, it's a lot of money. And listen, a player like that has to work for West Ham. It has to work straight away. It's not like Man City when they can, you know, buy a player for 20, 30 million, leave them on the bench, let them marinate for a year or so. You know, with West Ham, this guy's going to have to be ready and willing to, you know, and maybe be a starter within the next couple of, 10 games. He needs to be sort of ready to go and be a usable player. Loads of opinions that he may be Kudus's replacement early. He can play on the wing, can play through the centre as well, I think. We've all watched the video, I assume. You know, he can pick the ball up, he looks tricky, he looks skillful, looks a top player. But again, in Brazil, you get a bit more time on the ball. You know, if he starts doing flicks and tricks like that in the Premier League, he's just going to get kicked up in the air. But listen, forget that, you know. It's great to be linked with these players, you know. Apparently as well, reading last night, you will all have heard of Hendrick, who signed for Real Madrid, the young 17-year-old. And then there's obviously Wesley, who West Ham were linked with. And then they say that this Guillermo guy has been slightly overlooked and overshadowed because of how good those two are. So this guy is a really, really top player. But it's just that those two are just, like, apparently elite. Like, we know that Hendrick guy who signed for Real Madrid is elite. You know, he is ranked as the next R9. So yeah, exciting. I hope it pays off. You know, if it does pay off, you know, West Ham would have got a really good player, and if he develops into, you know, a top talent, which he could, you know, we sell him on in a few years' time for big money, and then that's how, you know, you become a good club. And listen, in Tim we trust. Apart from that, there isn't much more on transfers. There's just, you know, loads of little names keep coming up. The Nesri one won't go away. Kilman is apparently 40 million now for him. I wouldn't pay that for him, but I would still like him. The Agurd looks like he might be going to Atletico Madrid. 20 million, the rumoured fee, which is, you know, a bit of a knock for West Ham in terms of, you know, what did we pay? About 27 for him. So we've lost a bit of money there. The only other thing I read this morning was about Lucas Paqueta. This is what his defence lawyers have come up with. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not true, who knows. That so he's claiming that the first game of the season last year against Bournemouth, he didn't want to play. And he said to Moyes, look, don't want to play, don't want to get injured, don't want to jeopardise my move to Manchester City at the time where obviously most things probably were nearly agreed. And then by all accounts, the article goes on to say that senior sources, who knows, David Sullivan, whatever, convinced him to play. And that was the game in the 94th minute where he got the booking. That's one of the bookings that's under scrutiny. Also, interestedly, says that it's unusual for him to have been on the pitch that long. Usually Moyes takes him off. So again, interesting defence. It's a tough one, isn't it? It's tough. It's both sides of the coin. It's very hard to prove that he's done it, and it's very hard to prove that he's not done it. You know, with all the stuff in Paqueta Island and all that, the bets that have definitely been put on, I think that's evident that the bets have definitely been put on. And in the court that he's in, it's more of a circumstantial thing, can be enough, than where in a criminal court you need, you know, the hard facts and evidence that puts him there and puts him in that situation. I think he could rumble on for a little while. Obviously, I think it's either today or tomorrow he has to put his plea in, which obviously he'll plead not guilty. But all accounts, West Ham are well behind him, you know, and are supporting him through it. I bet they are. £85 million asset. You know, West Ham want it wrapped up probably as quick as possible. You know, so they can send him and get the money, or they want it to drag on, you know, maybe for 9 months or a year, when we get Lucas Paqueta playing for us for a year or so before he was to be sold or banned, worst case scenario. Listen, I don't know what's going to come of it. I think there'll be loads of appeals and it could rumble on for a little while. Again, I'm not. I need to read up about how long Ivan Toney's one took. I know it's slightly different. Because it's spot fixing, but I need to have a look how long these ones usually take. It would not surprise me if you see Lucas Paqueta starting the first game of the season in August for West Ham. I don't think it'll be sorted that quickly. But yeah, let's wait and see. Yeah, so that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Luis Guilherme, very, very close apparently to being West Ham's first signing. Let's hope it's the first of many, because there's a lot we still need. Till later in the week, guys. Come on, you Lions.